This week in our Torah portion, we reach the end of the book of Leviticus. We read Bechukotai, which wraps up the law-giving of the book of Leviticus, and ends with a very challenging set of if-then statements. The Torah portion says, if you follow all of the commandments, then God will reward you with all sorts of good things. But if you don't, then God will also bring a set of punishments upon you. This is a very difficult and challenging idea for most of us to accept, because most of us don't really accept the idea that God's sitting with a checklist and watching what we're doing each day and in each moment. There are certainly those of us who do follow that idea, and that's fine. But for most of us, particularly in the Reform world, we don't know quite what God wants, and we wrestle with it. And even as a rabbi, I wish I could tell you I knew what God wants, but I don't. The certificate tells me I'm a rabbi. It doesn't tell me I have any stronger connection with God. The end result is a challenge that we all face. How do we behave, and do we do so because of God or because of something else? And I think the answer, at least for me and hopefully for many of us, lies in a combination of ideas. On the one hand, we want to behave well because, in fact, that's what we should do. It's the right ethical and moral-based position to take. On the other hand, to recognize that we don't live in a vacuum, that we live in relationship with other people and with the Almighty, gives us the basis for living on a higher plane, living in a way that says, my soul counts, my spirit counts, and it's not that I'm living alone, that I interact with other people and with other forces, and they're all important to creating the world that we want. So, as we read the Torah portion this week and study it, I can't tell you if God's going to be upset if you eat that cheeseburger or not. I don't know if your mother or your next door neighbor is going to be upset either. I do know this. If we strive to live in a way that is ethical towards ourselves, towards each other, and towards God, and if we strive to live in a way that upholds values and upholds beliefs and lifts people up, then I believe we are elevating ourselves and bringing ourselves to an existence in covenant, in real active covenant with the Almighty. Our temple is going to be filled with all sorts of wonderful activities this weekend. We have Shabbat services Friday evening at 7:30, led by our Brotherhood. Before services, starting at 6, we have a barbecue, also presented by our Brotherhood. We hope you'll join us. If the weather's good, we'll be outside. If not, we'll be inside. Saturday morning, we have Torah study at 10, followed by services at 11. And Saturday evening at 7 o'clock, we have our live and silent auction as part of the centennial celebration of our sanctuary. Sunday morning is the last religious school class of the year, and Sunday afternoon, the 11th graders who've been meeting with me monthly during the year will have their final meeting of the year. As May turns to June and thoughts of summer come, I hope you're filled with the joy of the newness of spring as I am. I wish you a Shabbat Shalom, a time of happiness and peace. Shabbat Shalom.